Podcast. How's it going?
How's it going, man?
Good, man. It's a good week. Got an announcement. I don't know how true this is, but we're gonna announce it here. We're gonna relay the information. Don't shoot the messenger.
The day after April Fool's, so it's a little dangerous, but we're going for it.
We're going for it. Let's go announce it. CJI number those. Craig Jones versus Gable Stevenson.
That is crazy. Oh my gosh, that is, if this is true, it would be a really cool matchup. Just because it's kind of absurd, really.
Yeah. I mean, look at the singlet difference. Is Craig Jones singlet IBJJF approved? Somebody say no. Maybe not.
I mean, thong wrestling, it's a thing.
Yeah, man. You have to worry about somebody grabbing your singlet when you're wrestling them. One of my favorite things was right here. Somebody was saying about like the stats. It's like we're not posting stats on girth hang altitude. But yeah, man, this is gonna be interesting because he's already trolling. He was teasing about wrestling is such a obsolete sport that you can beat it by just sitting down. That's what I said. Once you get to the ground, you don't know what to do.
Oh my gosh, shit talk unmatched.
But yeah, but Mingo, the whole time, hold on, is it right here? The whole time he's talking about it, he has a range on his Paralysis B team page. He's already talking trash about Gable. Now, where did I see it? I won't find it now. Oh, it was that one. That one just had on. There you go. Take that.
Got the syringe.
So just like a dog chasing a car. Once you get it, you don't know what to do with it.
He's got the syringe tucked up in his hat.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, man. This guy is ridiculous, man.
That matchup.
Is that what make him marketable? He's just craziness.
So what?
His craziness was making marketable because he's just nuts.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like people love that about him.
And look, he put Gable Steveson 6'4". He's not 6'4".
No,
he's not 6'4". He's short. Like he's shorter for a wrestler.
And he put him down as 285.
Yeah, just like he did with Gabby. He said she was.
That's funny. That's hilarious. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Gable Steveson, he's 6'1". And he's 5'11". Craig Jones is 5'11".
Yeah.
So he put 5'11" 3/4. Make sure you put 3/4 in there. Yeah, man. It says 180. Oh, he probably 183.
Yeah. The more I think about it, the more that match is not happening, but it would be really cool to see.
Yeah. It's like how? Because take consideration, Gable Steveson was John Jones' training partner during his last camp for Stipe. In that camp, you have Gordon Ryan, which is Craig Jones' nemesis. I don't know if you heard, but Gordon Ryan, he says working on opening a jiu-jitsu gym in North Austin. He's been trying to do it for the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he opens a gym, he's gonna bring Gable to train for. I mean, it's August. How far away is it? We have to prepare.
Yeah, I don't know.
August 30th. It's hard for you to prepare for somebody like that, world class.
Right.
In 4 months.
It's valid. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Sure, I mean, they can throw a lot of money out there. I don't know. I can't. Mm-hmm. It's really hard to picture that.
Yeah, because he had a lot of side quests that he has done. Because he was NCAA champion. He went to Olympics, won the Olympics in 2021 in Tokyo. Then after that, he won NCAAs. Then he started doing pro wrestling. And during the cuts that they did, like in WWE, he didn't make the cut, so they cut him. He tried to do football, join the NFL. He never played football before. He tried to sign with Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills head coach actually is a big wrestling fan. Like he wrestled back when he was younger. That's why he's a big wrestling fan. He knows about Gable. He brought him there. He made the the practice squad. So they cut him too, and that's why he decided to go back to college and wrestle
Wow.
this last year.
Wow. That's quite a. I mean, to even be considered, that's fairly impressive. Just
Yeah,
I want to jump into football.
yeah. Like first time I put cleats on was for practice tryouts in the NFL.
That's
Crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, that'd be interesting. Speaking of wrestling, did you ever watch the match? His match, NCAA's. Gable Stevenson. He in the finals. He was going against Wyatt Hendrickson. He he beat Gable Stevenson in the final. He came down like the last 20 seconds, something like that. He beat him with a takedown, and he just run him out the rest of the period. He won the Hodge Trophy, which is like the equivalent of the Heisman Trophy in college football. It's like the MVP of the season. Back when Henderson, he was younger. I think it was 2010. He was in the Tulsa Nationals. He took fifth place in that tournament. But in that picture, actually, he's next to Dan Hodge. Actually, the person that named the trophy after in that picture, he's next to him.
Wow.
Well, in 2010.
That's really cool. I
Yeah,
mean,
full circle.
yeah, no lie. Huh. That's funny.
They're like, wow, who would know?
Hmm.
Oh, now he looks different. Henderson, people giving hell because have you ever watched Super Troopers?
I've seen clips. I know I've not seen it.
There is a character in there that they make fun of because what Henderson he grew a mustache but you have to take consideration he's a second lieutenant in the Air Force.
Okay.
He wrestled for Air Force, but they weren't going to give him extra year because they don't honor the COVID year. But this is him. No, he has the mustache.
Yeah.
A lot of people say he looks like this character from Super Trooper.
I could definitely see that. Dang. That's wild. Okay.
Because when he was in the Air Force, he didn't have the mustache at all.
Right.
Then when he went to Oklahoma State, he grew the mustache. This is him back in the day. But he said that he's trying to compete for the spot for 2028 Olympics, which is taking place in LA.
Okay.
So that's gonna be interesting.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter who's gonna be in front of him. He's going for the heavyweight.
Okay. Wow.
And this heavyweights nowadays, like I don't know if you watch the match, they're really, really fast and they can scramble and like it's gnarly.
That is, yeah, it's crazy to see dudes that big moving like that. It's like
They
watching a
look
couple
like
bears go after each other.
yeah, it's crazy. Just going at it, scrambling like crazy because back in the day they used to like just grab the leg, lose balance, one falls to the back, and that was it.
Right.
End the
Right.
match.
Now you
Same
gotta
thing
be
like with
athletic and big.
yeah,
Dang.
yeah, and also moves too.
Right.
Well, he was All American last time he went against Gable Stevenson. I think it was 2021 in the NCAA's, and he got tech fall, which he got beat by 15 points in that match.
Okay.
And then he faced each other in the finals in this year's NCAA, and he beat Gable in within the last minute.
Wow. Hmm.
And that's like David Taylor, David Taylor thing because David Taylor they call him the Magic Man, and I don't know if somebody made it up or what, but it shows him in a picture that David Taylor covered his face because he said, when you train with a Magic Man, you learn a few tricks. I was like, ah, damn it. So that joke right there.
Ugh. Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, like, and then, like, David Taylor, he said he used to train with David Taylor, just go hard for 2 hours training. Imagine going 2 hours with that. I think it's 3-time world champions and Olympic gold medalist.
I can't. I
You
can't
got to learn
fathom.
something, right?
Right? Yeah.
The
No,
very least.
it's got. Yeah. I don't know. That's gotta be mm, next level for sure. It's gotta be quite a program.
Yeah. And I've seen like in that Oklahoma State, this is the first, I think it's the first coach that they gave him, they back up the Brinks truck because they pay him $1 million a year, 6-year contract. In their facility, they have nutritionists, they have a hyperbaric chamber for recovery.
Mhm.
for the team. They have sauna, they have cold plunge, they have um compression like boots, things like that. They have a state of the art for recovery.
Mm.
They
Wouldn't
can
that be
make,
fun?
yeah, man. You go into college and you have all that available for you.
Yeah. I'm gonna try it all for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, man, for sure.
Figure out
I
what
mean, you
works.
you recover a lot faster, especially hyperbaric chamber.
All right. That's gotta be, I don't know, that's gotta provide some kind of significant advantage. Being able to, yeah, that's really interesting. Do you think stuff
Because
like that is what's gonna help drive the sport to the next level?
hope so. Because one thing about like any sports takes a lot out of you. Breakdown, injuries is the thing. That's the balance you want to keep. So you like go too hard, you get injured, you get sidelined for a while. But if you're able to be able to push hard and be able to recover faster, your sessions will be a lot better. So you have to worry about the wheels falling off.
Right. Yeah, I would think you could kind of open up and push limits just that little bit farther consistently
Hmm.
if you can recover consistently.
Yeah. I mean, if, for example, the hyperbaric chamber, if it's good enough for wound patients that have like diabetic wounds, sores, they have burn victims, then like if it's good enough for them, I'm pretty sure it's good for somebody that for working out.
It's valid. What all do those chambers do? What are they? What is their function?
I have to ask my wife because she worked in the wound center before.
Okay.
Yeah, she said that it's kind of like it's like oxygen rich. It helps you like let's look it up.
Hyperbaric is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Interesting. Sealed and pressurized enclosure for hyperbolic oxygen therapy.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, it raises the air pressure, increases it to 2 or 3 times higher than normal air pressure. The lungs can gather much more oxygen than would be possible breathing pure oxygen at normal pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Effects on the body include removing trapped air bubbles. That's really interesting. So you're increasing your air density, meaning more oxygen in less space, so you can breathe better for sure, but also has effects on, it sounds like it has effects on just your body in general, not just your lungs, which
Yeah.
that's really interesting.
Basically going to a different world to
Right.
recover.
Increased oxygen levels in the blood and tissues, which can accelerate healing, boost immune system, aid in treating various conditions like wound healing, infections, and decompression sickness.
Yeah, usually for scuba divers.
Okay. Yeah. Improve circulation. Improve.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think that's how it helps the people that have wounds.
Yep. Encourages growth of new blood vessels, improving blood flow to damaged tissues and promoting healing. That's interesting.
Which is what you want to do whenever you're wore out from after working out.
Right. Yeah, that the blood flow for that, I mean, is, yeah, that's, well, I mean, in reality, working out is just creating wounds in your muscles.
Yeah.
So
That's why do you think it helps to flush out your lymphatic system, all the lactic acid?
it would sound like it,
Yeah,
you
because
know?
it's how much faster you'll be able to recover, being pressurized.
Mm, yeah. You don't have to feel the pain
Mm-hmm.
as much. That, oh, that'd be nice.
You can do leg day every day if you want to, because you'll be able to recover. You still get the reward of because that's the kind of the economy of cold therapy and like working out because you can work out, but you cannot take a cold plunge within I think it's like two between I think 2 hours or 5 hours after working out because whatever you're trying like muscle breakdown to gain the muscle gain, you guess they get it because compressing off the cold. So like you get the lift, but you don't really get the muscle breakdown they need for you to like make those gains. But if you have it's pressurized in a hyperbaric chamber, but also it's oxygenated, good to get rid of that lactic acid, but still be able to get the benefit of the workout.
Hmm.
I'll definitely it will take like it will help the sports.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it'll be definitely a next generation of athletes.
Yeah. But the only thing about those hyperbaric chambers, you have to do it for all. You have to do hour sessions. You can just do it like fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. I wonder how long they recommend.
I remember my wife saying it takes like 30 minutes to decompress the chambers for somebody to get out of there
Yeah.
for safety.
Hyperbaric oxygen therapy sessions typically last 1 to 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. Yeah, that's a chunk of your day for sure.
Yeah, because I remember she was talking about one time she had a patient that had to take a shit. It's like, dude, I can just let you out.
No.
Now you had to take a shit in that pressure.
Oh no.
Next thing you see, just like a freaking, like a watermelon exploded in the shit everywhere.
Should have said that earlier.
I
Oh
know,
my
right? You
gosh.
feel like going earlier. And no, they have this much pressure. It was atmospheric pressure. It wasn't this pressure.
Oh my gosh.
But yes, it's like takes 30 minutes, like to build up the pressure and then to lower the pressure. Also, you have to take consideration how flammable it is because you do 100% oxygen.
Mm,
You know, make it like so the moment spark set on fire.
yeah.
It goes from hyperbaric chamber to incinerator real quick. And that's what they have. Whenever they go in there, they have to wear 100% cotton. They can be synthetic material. Their clothes.
For static electricity.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Because another cold plunge, but cold plunge it takes a couple of minutes. But the other ones and the other one, the cryo chambers, those are the fast. You only have to be there for max. People lasting there's like 3 minutes. The cryo chamber because like negative what's that? It's liquid nitrogen.
Liquid nitrogen?
That's what they use for the cryo chambers. Negative 85 to negative 140 degrees Celsius. That's how cold they get. That is fucking cold.
That is.
Yeah.
What are they doing at that temperature?
It's like, instead of doing a cold plunge for like 20 minutes,
Yeah.
if you go in the cryo chamber, they make like you have to wear gloves, mittens.
Right.
I think you wear a hat sometimes, like a beanie, and you wear shoes, and of course your underwear. And you go in there, and it's a full body, like in the chamber of like really, really cold. And you just like drop the temperature, like because the liquid nitrogen, drop it that low, and you try to be there for like 2 minutes, sometimes like, the max I think is like 3 minutes being there. And then when you come out of there, it takes the benefit of being in a cold plunge, but less time.
Dang. Dang, I feel like you'd have to be careful with that because getting frostbite would be
Oh
pretty
yeah,
easy.
yeah.
Wow.
I can remember was a girl in California. She died in a cryo chamber. One thing she was one of the workers, and she was short. So with the fumes, like because it's nitrogen, so she passed out, and she was there by herself, and she froze.
Gee. Can you imagine walking in on that? Like to
Yeah,
find that? Yeah. Oh.
crazy. But yeah, those were popping up a lot within the last, I'll see, like 8 years, something like that.
Okay.
Because a lot of cold plunge. I remember Wim Hof was one of the guys I heard like within the last 10 years. Have you ever heard the Iceman?
Not him specifically, I don't think.
I listened to one podcast when he was with Joe Rogan. He's from Netherlands. They call him the Iceman because he's able to like withstand in the cold for a long period of time.
Yeah.
I think he broke the record for the longest somebody swim on their frozen lake. I think it was like 60 meters that he did it. The first time he tried, like the day before, he did it without goggles, so his freaking eyes froze. He almost got lost under the ice. So I had to like find him that way. Good thing he can hold his breath for a long period of time. I can't remember how long he can hold his breath, but he was able to do that. He's crazy. He I don't know how many times he have climbed Everest in shorts and shoes, no wearing a shirt.
What?
This is
Sounds like he's got a death wish. Oh my
yeah,
god.
Wim Hof. He is Iceman, and for some reason they did some testing. I'm not sure it's true, but they did some testing that he was much more known for like a freaking daredevil. They did like put him in cold, and his temperature didn't drop. He does a lot of breathing and stuff like that. I remember for his breathing method, the Wim Hof method. Yeah, look at this one. Method related death. American Heart Association and British Heart Foundation have issued warnings about cold therapy.
And he just goes around putting himself in cold situations.
Yeah. The another thing that he talks about during the podcast was whenever his breathing method, like for some reason, he was able to. They did like some virus to see how he will respond, like physiological response to virus, and according to his method, because he said whenever you have a high oxygen in your blood, your pH raises, and this is a reason. But also, like, probably you get hiccups a lot, because your pH. But he said like because of that, he was able to not get sick when they tried with that virus. But other people that did the virus exposure, they got sick. I'm not sure how true that is. Maybe like alkaline water. Have you heard that people that drink alkaline water? I see. I can't remember what's it. Gwyneth Paltrow. She 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 posted a she made a post about drinking alkaline water, and she puts lime on her water. So then that drops your pH of your water to make it just regular water. So,
Nice.
so alkaline water, you put lime in it. Okay.
Yeah, nice. That defeats the purpose.
Yeah, you're drinking water because it's not alkaline anymore.
That's funny.
Some people miss science class apparently.
Apparently.
But yeah, that's what I remember. Like one of the first guys was the cold plunge was this guy, and then a lot of people like because it takes so long on doing cold plunge, being cold, you cryo chambers are a lot faster because you only have to do for a minute. Like I think it's a minute 30, 2 minutes. Most people that do it, and you're done with it
Okay.
for recovery instead of suffering 20 minutes in a cold plunge. Yeah, most people they do like 20 minutes.
I mean, what's those things? Those chambers cost, but it
Yeah, they're
seems like the
expensive.
suffering to cost ratio, unless you're just rolling in the money, it's
Yeah.
not really
Well,
worth
some
it.
places they have clinics that they do like cryo chambers. They just like do like um like tanning beds and stuff like that. They have places like that that do cryo chambers that you can just go in
Okay.
there and pay like fee, and then you can just do one session in there.
That's
Which some
interesting.
people they do that.
Yeah. I wonder how often they recommend cold plunges or cryo chamber or whichever.
I'm not sure because well, it's liquid nitrogen, which technically like 7% of atmospheric air is
Right.
nitrogen. It's like not like that hazardous.
I think if you exclusively breathe that it would be, but I can't. I
But you're
wouldn't.
not doing it for a long period of time though. You're only like 2 minutes.
Right. Right. I would think you'd clear that out. I don't think it's not like carbon monoxide or something that like stays in your system. I
Yeah.
don't think. I mean, could be wrong.
Yeah.
They give you like a breathing mask or something when you go in these things?
You can wear a brain mask if you want to.
Okay.
So you won't freeze your nose too, because tip of your nose is one of the things that freeze
Yeah,
fast.
true.
But yeah, that's why like another methods for recovery they can use because you like I don't know you've seen like football players back in the day they used to have cold plunge in the locker room for
Yeah.
recovery, but this is like ice bath that's what it's known for. But I was in college cutting weight that helped me. We had a like a no sauna boys what you call jacuzzi. One of them was hot as hell, and the other one was 57 degrees.
Okay.
So I'll go in there 5 minutes in one, 5 minutes in the other one, 5 minutes in one, 5 minutes in the other one. It helps a lot of recovery. And for some reason, it helped me like lose weight or keep my weight off.
Yeah, I'm in. Not that I did it for a sport or anything, but we had that at the college I went to. There was a jacuzzi that would go to. They had a jacuzzi, a sauna, and a pool, and the pool was always like cold. So definitely helped alternating. Could definitely like I could go way longer. Like I mean, obviously then, but yeah, switching from one to the other definitely felt way better in my opinion.
Yeah. And then like feels like you can withstand it a lot better because once you get like really, really hot, like, oh man, too hot, you get in the cold. It gets too cold. But they will say finish in cold, not finish in hot.
Really,
I think Huberman said like better finishing cold than finishing hot during the session.
I wonder why that is.
I'm not sure. Because like more compressed, like stuff like that.
Yeah,
After you want to finish it hard because you'll feel loose that way.
right. Yeah,
Also, if you finish in cold, it's a lot easier for you to get warm than it is for you to get cool at room temperature.
that's valid. That's very true.
Might be the reason why.
Yeah,
You just bundle up and you'll be right warm back again.
yeah.
Speaking of um things about health, I seen a video recently of what's the name? I know you heard Dr. Rhonda Patrick.
Feel like yes.
This is my Found My Fitness. She's that's her page, but she has somebody recently about studies of creatine. Was readily available as a supplement, and yeah, like So this one, let me share this before I start talking about dosage of creatine for not just for muscle, but also for cognitive function.
I've heard about that recently. That's interesting. I hadn't realized that that was supposed to help with that.
Yeah, I heard Dr. Killistory also mentioned something about it, taking creatine for just for your brain as well, brain function.
Really? That's fascinating.
Yeah,
I had never heard of it as any of that.
I heard about it. Was Dr. Killistory about it because for brain function, because was I might be wrong, but to my understanding was the reason you take creatine because it like gets like water into your muscles, help with recovery. But also like you get for your brain, it also helps too. Because one of the things whenever you drink alcohol, what's the first thing you feel like the hangover, feel dehydrated, balance it out creatine and booze, so you're still hydrated. Don't piss it out. Then you feel cognitive. You don't be like as hungover.
Interesting.
And the thing about it was also that he said 20 um grams, like a regular dosage, but the one I take right now, creatine, is 5 grams. I want to do like once a day. You said you can take 1 to 3 times a day. It's like 20 grams. That's a lot, but it's like not as
For
much as I said.
well, he said even 25 grams for. I'm assuming a regular person. I don't know how much like 70 kilograms is, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's like 5 times what you're saying
Yeah.
is the recommended dose. That's crazy. I don't know.
Well, the recommended dose is like the it's not really recommended dose. It's the serving size. That's what I mean.
Oh,
It's
okay,
five
okay,
grams.
okay.
You can take like up to three, so like 15 grams a day. But and then I remember Joe Rogan talk about like creatine pills too that he takes. And with Brenda Sharp, he's talking during the podcast about that.
Mhm.
They're like there are pills different. I'm not sure how what difference will be.
Yeah, I wonder maybe just easier to take. I don't know.
I wonder because you have to take into consideration if you take it regular creatine in powder form, you have to go through your esophagus, right? But if you take it in the pill form, it doesn't hit your stream until it gets to your stomach. The pill gets dissolved. You have to
Right.
worry about esophagus, go through the esophagus and losing some of the potency in it.
Oh, I mean, you take it in like powder form right now?
Yeah, I'll take a platform. I usually put it in my coffee first thing in the morning.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Put in my coffee, just drinking. Nothing to worry
That's
about
interesting.
taking it later.
I have some. I haven't been taking it, but maybe I will now.
Some people talk about, I remember Dr. Killister talk about taking it for like peaking whenever you want, like, I can remember oversaturating. So take like, damn it, like 20 grams in one day for like, I did that for when I went against SAC. I took like 20 grams of creatine, but not just for one day. I did it for the whole week.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I wasn't like I felt not like much stronger, but it feel like I was getting as much higher.
Really?
Yeah,
Like mentally, physically, both?
physically, mentally, but like physically because like the fatigue. I mean, you think about your muscles like full of water, you like they don't fatigue as easier
Mhm. Hmm.
because when you're working out, you're sweating like hell. But if you're like your muscles are hydrated, you're working especially like long competition hour or like hour and a half. If your muscle hydrate, just keep water, drink water, but also the creatine is helping you retain the muscle hydration. You have to worry about cramping.
That is interesting. I'll have to give that a try. I hadn't heard of it in that light. I've done a little bit of research on it, like to see what it does for muscle and all that, but that's, it's been a minute, so I'll give it a shot.
I can see you at this episode when she talks about it with doctor. He's from Canada. I think it's Regina University. That's where he's from in Canada. The professor.
Okay.
I think she's out of UC Berkeley. Rhonda Patrick. But it's not interesting though the article, because I remember somebody else. What's his name? Dan Garner. I think that's another guy that talks. Barbara Shrug. They talk about creatine as well. I gotta send you the other episode too, because they talk about creatine because the good thing about creatine is readily available.
Mm-hmm.
It's legal. There have been so many studies done on it for the same reason, because it's easy to test on it. But you can test on it on high school kids when they're lifting weights, see how they do. Actually, that's the peak that you want to test on, because their testosterone levels are in the 4 digits compared to somebody
Right.
who's 40-year-old.
Yeah.
So they like recover a lot faster too. So you can see like what really works and what doesn't work. Creatine.
I mean, that is fascinating. I hadn't heard any recent studies on it, but
I can send you those 2 episodes,
yeah.
them too, because I don't remember now. It's Barber Shrug. That's the name of their podcast. Yeah, I think. Well, she's in California. I think. I know she's still there, but she was at UC Berkeley. But Garner, he's in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay.
Local. You check it out. But yeah, man, I like learning stuff like that, like about how to like get better in different ways and recovering.
Definitely makes a lot of sense. I've always kind of wondered how they do studies like that. Because with the human body, there's so many variables. For a lot of, scientific studies, you typically want to like isolate variables and, try to prevent unknowns from happening. But with the human body, there's so many. So I guess you just got to do it with a large, like group size, a large test size.
Yeah, and also especially the brain part. How do you,
Right,
other than like
exactly.
skins,
Yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting stuff.
the brain function?
Hmm.
Maybe they test on people. If you want to test the brain, probably most likely you people dementia or those kind of patients. Those are the best one to test, because those are the ones that are cognitive issues.
You could see the extremes there. Yeah.
Which probably that's why they find out that it work with them, because that's what you want. That's when they find out that that's help them.
True. Yep. Yep.
There's accident that happens sometimes. Also, another thing they talk about in that podcast with Patrick, Dr. Patrick, was that helps older population as far as like keeping muscle, preventing like
Really?
also bone density too, because also lifting weights help with bone density. One of the
Hmm.
things osteoporosis with older patients, there was one of the fall breaking the hip, but you have to keep cushion on your ass from from
Yeah.
water weight and muscle and bone density when you get older. That helps prevent you getting like falling. Like my great grandfather, he passed away because he fell and broke a hip, and he lay down for too long and he got pneumonia.
Oh,
That's common to happen to older people.
wow. Yeah.
It's one fall away.
I'd heard those kinds of injuries are fatal a lot of the time, but wow, yeah.
Deadlift to death.
That's what I heard.
Deadlift. If you get anything from this episode, deadlift until you die. So that way you don't have to worry about breaking the hip. Yeah, man. Another interesting I saw recently was this guy Cornell. He was for Cornell. His name is Mayer Shapiro. He took 5th place in nationals. Last year he took 3rd place, but this interview he talked about last month. He had a rough um go this year. Let me share this interview. You explain it. It's not sharing now. Hold on. There you go. How crazy is that?
Doing well to still be wrestling at all.
Yeah, placed in 5th place
Yeah.
nationals, and like within like the last month before then, he he had a freaking 3 seizures and he's in the hospital. Like that's crazy. Like having that like 400 cc's of blood in his lungs.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder what kind of like recovery he did for that.
Yeah, because was on the ventilator. Because lung capacity, when you have like that much blood in your lungs, your lung capacity decreases. So they put you in the ventilator. So I don't know how do you get? You have to some sort of illness for you to like get blood in your lungs like that.
Right. Yeah.
And having 3 seizures in one day, and he never had seizures his whole life.
I mean, I don't even. Yeah, I can't imagine that. That's got to be. Was that how close was that to the championship?
Okay, so February 14th was when he that happened. Nationals was the 22nd, starting the 20th, March 20. So about a month before, he only had 12 matches because of the same reason. He was able to compete.
I don't even know what they would do for stuff like that.
How do you recover your cardiovascular
Right.
conditioning after that?
I mean that's got to be one of the most important parts of having good endurance, you know? Having good stamina is being
Yeah,
able to breathe and breathe well.
in the grueling sport.
And like, yeah, I don't know what you do. I wonder what they did. They find anything with the seizures?
I'm not sure if it was like a brain issue or maybe low oxygen level. You had seizure because remember when you get choked out, you have to have a seizure too.
Right.
I wonder if what was causing it was low oxygen saturation. That was causing the seizure because his lungs were full of blood.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be.
Because he had never had it before and have any signs of seizure.
Right. That's true. That's a pretty logical explanation.
Some of the people, you see people get choked out,
Yeah.
they got the shakes.
I've done a little bit of that.
You haven't.
Got me in a collar choke. Maybe it was a baseball bat. It might have been a baseball bat. But I was on top and I thought I had it. I thought I could get out. And then I woke up.
Somebody shaking your legs.
He didn't even like realize I was out at first. He thought I was joking. But I was like face down on the mat. And I remember like as I'm coming to, it came into my head. I was like, why am I just laying here on the mat? People are gonna think I'm weird. I was trying to like breathe, but I think that was part of the problem. Like I don't know if my mouth was open funny or my tongue was in a weird position, but I was having a really hard time breathing. I think
Yeah.
I started like twitching then because I was like trying to get myself up, but I didn't have control of my body at that point.
Do you feel like you were sleep paralysis?
I see. I've never had sleep paralysis, so I
Oh, that
don't
sucks.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get weird dreams, but like I used to get sleep paralysis a lot when I was younger.
Really?
Yeah.
What's that like?
It feels like you are awake. You can see the whole room. Like feels like you're awake. You can see the whole room. You can like technically feel like you can get out of bed, but for some reason you can't. Like you can like just get up, like wake up, get up, and you can like
Mhm.
you can like you even though when you're sleeping, you open, like barely open your eyes, you can see the room. That's what it feels like. You can like move around and stuff like that, but you try to move and you can't. That's what it's
Wow.
like.
Yeah, I mean, I would say in some ways it's similar. Uh, because the few times that I've been out is like if I try to do something, you get like partial reactions from your muscles. So it'll move a little, but it won't do what
Hmm.
you're trying to get it to.
Yeah.
So probably in some ways it is. Usually it's like other thing being is like I couldn't see, and there's usually some kind of like buzzing. Like the only thing I can do is hear and feel. And as you start coming to, the sounds start like slowly coming into focus. But usually there's like a buzzing, and at least for me,
I wonder if it's the blood pressure because usually people have like blood pressure issues that they're usually like ringing.
it could be.
Because the blood
I mean,
pressure in your brain, like,
yeah, but I mean, it's probably parts of your brain just not getting blood that need to, you know?
reset and get.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like the Windows sound. Whenever Microsoft Windows come turns back on, that's what it's like for your brain.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never been choked out. I almost got choked out. Leonard was showing a triangle during like a class and I almost went out. But that's close I've been to getting choked out. But I've been knocked out before
Really? I've never had
playing
that.
soccer.
What?
Yeah.
How'd that come about?
Well, I usually play defender. Now, so I was going against this guy and he was just like playing rough, punching me stuff like that. I wasn't paying attention. And then one of those instances, the ball was coming from the corner and I tried to jump in front of him and had the ball out of the way. But he was about, when I went for the header, I was at waist level. He saw it open and he just went and kicked me right in the face. I was in mid air, like lights out, took me out. So like by the time I woke up, I had gravel in my mouth, and I was like already walking in the silence. I was already standing and walking, but I didn't know how I got there.
Whoa, that's
Yeah,
crazy. That's got to be a different feeling. Wow.
I was like, how? Like what happened? Because last thing I remember was running and jumping for the ball, like in front of him, ahead of the ball, and then after that, I didn't even feel the kick or nothing. Yeah,
That's different. That sounds a
yeah,
lot different than getting choked out.
yeah. Because Bisping talk about that whenever he got hit by Henderson. So it's
Mhm.
okay. I didn't feel it. He was out. Because at least there's a choke, you see it coming, and then you.
Right. That's true. Typically, the couple chokes that I've had, like, I didn't know they were coming until like it was way too late. Those fast chokes that was like all of a sudden it was just out.
They call it, some people, I don't know, I heard Joe explain it like as a tunnel. You go too far into a tunnel, you can't
Yeah.
get out.
Hmm.
It feels like.
Yeah. That's for sure. Yeah, because definitely it's just like everything's fine and then blackness just like closes in.
Do you ever play GoldenEye 007 whenever at the beginning? They're like kind of like that tunnel, like you see like a hole, they opening up, and then kind of like that, like a shutter. Uh, that's what it's like.
Yeah, yeah, I would say because it definitely the like my vision two times I remember just like literally it black from the edges and coming towards the center, and then it was nothing.
Crazy.
It is crazy what the brain is doing.
Yeah. Speaking of them, chokes. Do you think there's a correlation of getting choked out too many times in strokes?
I read an article on that, and the article was saying yes for sure. Something about it puts a strain on the blood cells, and whatever damage it does to the blood cells stays in you. There's no way to get it out. And then apparently that whatever damage that is tends to make it more likely that you have a stroke. I just from seeing the jiu-jitsu community is like there's a lot of like veterans of the community that are having strokes. And I mean, it's starting to check out, like seeing a study and then seeing what looks like very promising result, or not promising, but very likely correlated results.
Yeah, because I see a lot of people posting like their coach or somebody in their gym that had a stroke and they were like perfectly healthy. How did that happen? They have any blood pressure issues? Because usually there's a correlation, blood pressure issues, strokes or some of some sort. But like they were healthy. Like you would see like they have those pre-existing conditions that will cause them to have a stroke. Is it strokes related?
Yeah. You know, I mean, I've read at least one article about that, and they were pretty pretty adamant that that was correlated thing, which goes to show. I mean, even the chokes, like if you tough those out, probably not the best.
No. But would you rather get choked out or get a limb broken?
I mean, for sure, I'd rather get choked out, no doubt.
Because like they talk about like the difference between like fighting, like how many times you can punch somebody, try and knock them out and stuff like that. It's hard to so knock somebody out, but like more likely to injure somebody in another way, like a limb of some sort, instead of like making them go unconscious. And like it seems more civil to choke somebody out. For example, like in the law enforcement, um, for them, it'd be better off for them just to like choke somebody out and just like arrest them. It'll be a lot easier. But chokes are illegal. They're not allowed to do those when they arrest somebody.
Yeah, I feel like that's just politics. I feel like that's people who don't know, don't understand fighting, don't understand physical altercations at all, are
Yeah.
making these rules that just don't make any sense. But yeah, I've actually had conversations with people before who talked about how they thought choking was just brutal and inhumane, and I'm saying like it's painless.
Yeah.
Truly, most of the time you don't even know you're going out. Like maybe it sounds bad, but to me it's much more humane than breaking somebody's arm or dropping somebody on the pavement.
Yeah. A skull fracture or something like that.
Exactly, exactly. It just, yeah, you don't have to cause them any physical pain whatsoever.
And be able to control them a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because do you think like if that this is a politics issue, do you think like if be able to those people be able to expose to the jiu-jitsu or like those kind of techniques, they'll be able to be more open-minded towards that rather than being.
Without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, really, that's what it would take. Because I haven't been to a gym yet that, doesn't encourage you to tap to like arm bars and stuff. And they like tap to like chokes and stuff. But there's a lot less scorn on not tapping to a choke than there is to not tapping to a limb lock of some
Mm-hmm.
kind. Because truly, there's a lot of, at least the circles that I've been in, is like, if you get armbarred and you are clearly armbarred and don't tap and you get hurt, it's kind of your fault. I mean,
Yeah.
it's your training partner's fault as well, but it's kind of your fault for not tapping.
Same thing for leg locks.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I mean, hopefully you're going against somebody who won't rip it, but at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, like, if you
If
don't
somebody's
tap,
holding it for 10 seconds and you still don't want to tap,
exactly. Yeah. But a choke is kind of like, okay, like I get it,
it's like
especially since what's
it's
that?
like when you say like those arm locks and leg locks, they're more like in a Olympic pool size. Like for example, you go in the deep end, you're like be careful when you go over there. But whenever it's like comes to chokes, it's like a 16-inch pool. So you make sure you put your water under. You won't go shallow. You go shallow drown. You just know what's gonna happen. You
Yeah,
get drowned in there just like you get on the deep end.
yeah. No, that's
You
valid.
you swim at your own risk.
Yes, yeah. I mean, and that's also kind of the thing is with chokes, it seems to be less obvious. Like I think there was 3 times I've been choked out, but I really only remember 2 of them, and those
The
2,
third was a good one.
it must have been, yeah. I'm pretty sure there was a third, but the both times I remember, I thought I was fine until it was way too late. One of them I even thought I tapped, but apparently I didn't. Apparently I just went limp.
You see some fighters like they just go on the shield. I've seen like in the UFC, like they don't tap out to choke and they just go out. For example, Michael Bisping versus George St. Pierre,
Hmm.
Holly Holmes versus Misha Tate.
To be honest, in an MMA fight, I kind of respect that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because I've seen some, we've both seen some pretty crazy turnarounds from somebody who didn't tap to a choke. Even like a sunk in rear naked,
Mm-hmm.
occasionally the guy burns himself out and you can get out. So I
Mm-hmm.
can kind of respect, if you get me to that position, just finish it. Like then we know there's no question.
For example, the Holly Holm match, she's winning the match, and she got caught in the rear naked choke. It's like if I just get out here, I'll be able to win the match. And she probably thought she could tough it out.
All right.
But she goes with John Jones and those people in the gym. I should be able to tough it out. But man, she was able to.
Yeah. But I mean, and especially in MMA where there's a lot more on the line, there's a lot higher intensity. Usually the training camps are much more grueling.
Mhm.
I can definitely see doing that, even
Also, you think
personally.
you they trust that it's hard for him to finish the renegade show with with the gloves because it's hard for you to finish a renegade show with
Much,
gloves on.
much harder. Yeah. Yeah. My old coach in Maine even went as far as to say, if you see somebody get like rear naked choke in MMA, they've given up because at that point, granted, there's going to be some exceptions where it's sunk in and they weren't expecting it or something like that, but usually when you see a rear naked finish in the UFC, they've given up.
Hmm.
Because you have to leave your neck open so wide for the gloves to get underneath. It is so easy to catch the arms and like peel down and hold the gloves and all that. Like, it's just avoiding getting choked out by rear naked in the UFC is not incredibly difficult. Put it that way. I don't want to
But when belly
pick
down
out a
though,
turn.
that's only one I can think like that's the most grueling because belly down because you have to get your head up to breathe, and especially they have hooks in the arching back your back, and it's like
True. Yeah. True.
and you're trying to build up with your hands, but you can't because you have to push off your hands to build up your base, and then you just leave your neck exposed because trying to get your head up. Because that's how Nate Diaz set up his choke with Connor. Took
Right.
his back, punch, 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 and he put one arm in, and then he punched across face with the other one. It's essentially the rear naked choke that way.
I mean, that's got to be one of the most grueling ways to finish a choke. I mean, oh my gosh, that sucks.
Belly down.
Yeah.
sucks. Hooks in, sucks.
Yep.
And
Um,
most of the time, if like those rear naked choke, I like extend. If you can extend the body, the torso, as you're doing the choke, it's more than likely it's actually the torso that's doing the more the choke. That, for example, Anderson Silva versus Dan Henderson, when he had that one, he had a tight body triangle that you keep like it was like indenting his calf into his torso. Henderson was able to breathe, like because your muscles, so your torso, you
yeah.
can't breathe, and then you feel like that squeezing around the neck.
Yeah, so much worse. Yeah, 100%. Just the way you can apply pressure to their chest and stomach while you got them like that, got their feet up in the air, just like everything. Both of your body weights are only on those areas. That is crazy suffocating. And then you're like, I don't even care about my neck anymore. Take
Yeah, because the muscle for you to breathe, they're not working.
exactly. Yeah.
My diaphragm is compressed. Sucks. But it's like it's kind of like any other like jujitsu moves. Kind of like, for example, you leg lock, you go for a heel hook, you have to secure the hip. If you go for the arm bar, you have to secure the shoulder. So the rear naked choke, you go attack the neck, but at the same time you have to squeeze the torso. I thought about that.
I mean, as in, it definitely helps to squeeze the torso.
Mm-hmm. Because I've seen some rear naked choke. People just go for rear naked choke, don't even have hooks in, and they just fall off. You
Yeah,
see those?
typically. Yeah. 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 Yeah, that does seem to happen a lot. Yeah, it's one of those things, definitely not a requirement, but for sure, recommendation.
You put a book back on. You put your arms through. You just drop it on your back and just hope they stay there.
Right.
You have to get hooks in or something, some
Yeah.
sort of control to
Hmm.
stand. Especially you want to have a good back control. Your chest has to be strapped to the back. You have to glue it to the back. Otherwise, you lose back control.
That's no doubt there.
But some people I've noticed to throw legs in and they arch their back and they don't have like they don't flatten it out, but they lose control. Be able to roll out there, go for leg locks from there because then they would like chest to the back, glue it to the back to keep control. It's falling off unless you have. Some people have good arm bars from there. If they push the hands down, the bottom guy puts the hand down, go for the arm.
Yep. Definitely, yeah. No, that seems to be a pretty good option from there. If you start losing it,
Another thing about another choke that like to put pressure on the torso is the heading arm triangle
makes to put pressure on.
with knee on belly, or knee in the sternum. They call it, I've heard that called the impaler. So you do
Yes,
heading arm and just knee right to the sternum.
brutal.
Yeah.
That has got to be one of the most uncomfortable things to do to somebody. I mean, that's kind of a funny thing. I mean, really, if I'm trying to make somebody uncomfortable, that's where you put pressure every
Mm-hmm.
time.
Takes away the
Interesting.
bridge.
Yeah, it's funny how if you want somebody to be uncomfortable and somewhat panicked, you take away their ability to breathe as well.
You know, make it even more funny. Another thing I like to do, instead of being that evil, I actually go for the heading arm triangle, one arm, and the other arm, I squeeze that right here at the bottom. So making like giggle or laugh. So they let the air out. So we're trying to breathe in. Squeeze so they can breathe in.
God,
So feel desperation just leave their body.
that's brutal. You got a brown belt coming your way soon. You got to
Yeah, man.
doing evil
How
stuff
did you
like
beat him?
that,
I tickle him to death.
and then didn't let him inhale.
Yeah, just tickle him. Damn. Well, because that's the impaler that need to the sternum. What would the other be called? A choke, heading arm choke with the tickle to the.
What is a good one for that? I don't know. You got to come up with something. I mean, you came up with a move.
Yeah, I have to come up with a name for it. The tickle squeezer. I don't know. I have to think about it. Because I used to do that to Adolfo and some other people at the gym too. Just just grab the side or like or because it's that part right there where your lat meets like it's like QL, like your lower back. That's what I like to grab right there. You squeeze because it either tickle you and you like makes you flinch. And when
Yeah.
you flinch like that, your neck opens on the other side. You're just like, oh, you're caught in there.
This is next level evil. I tell you.
But yeah, kill them with kindness.
I'm just making him laugh. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I know that. By the way, I know there was IBJJF in Raleigh this weekend.
Yep. Yep. I knew there was one coming up, but I didn't. Is it this weekend or the previous?
I think this upcoming weekend. I think because
Okay.
somebody that I go to this gym like for lifting, just like regular like strength conditioning, and somebody at the gym started talking to me. He said his kid is doing IBJJF
Okay.
in Raleigh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
So
got
anyone knows around this weekend.
yeah, several guys from the gym are going. It's the only reason I knew about it, but
Another thing going around is another event going around is the donut event, the Triumph this weekend.
mm, that's this weekend too.
Yeah, $1,000.
Shit.
Let me look up the rules of
Yeah,
engagement
yeah,
for
that's a good one.
this event.
They said they changed them recently, right?
Yes, it used to be if you had 3-minute rounds, if I remember correctly. 3-minute rounds, and you got a different partner every round. If you get tap out, you have time limit to eat the donuts. It is 2 minutes, and then you go to Rome. But now this year, after every 4 rounds, everyone has to eat a donut within 3 minutes.
Okay.
So you like back then, if you're beating everybody, you don't have to eat a donut. Well, now every 4 rounds, you have to eat a donut within 3 minutes. If you're not able to eat it, you're out.
I like that better. I think that makes sense.
Yeah. That's what I said last year was 3 hours.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They better have a lot of donuts. They better have a lot of donuts.
Oh yeah. That that's I don't know how many donuts you can order for that. But here's the flyer. So donuts and dollars to BJJ rolls. So you have $50 to enter, t-shirt included, Nogi Battle Royale. So you go and get everybody. 3-minute rounds. If you tap, you eat with a 2-minute time limit. You have to eat a donut. You have to grab a new partner each round, and after every 4 rounds, everyone has to eat a donut within 3 minutes. And the winner at the end wins $1,000.
So the only way to get knocked out is to not eat your donut in time?
Yeah, within the time limit. So you submit, it, you're unable to do it within 2 minutes, you're out. If you get submitted, you eat your donut within 2 minutes. Because also it depends. If you get choked, dude, how do you eat a donut within 2 minutes? You have to run to the station to get.
I don't know. I feel like I could last on that one. I don't know. I feel like I can put some donuts down, I think.
Dude, how many donuts can you eat
I don't
and
know.
roll at the same time?
I've never tried.
I did a recent video. I think he put the video of the guy that he's talking about getting choked up with a donut. Here you go.
I think it's
Do you see the size of those donuts? Do you see the size of them?
those are big donuts. I had no idea they were that big.
Yeah, they're pretty good size. Like, dude, like he didn't eat many. Like he said he didn't eat any.
Right.
But man, dude,
Right.
like
That doesn't surprise me. He's crazy.
look at the size of that donut right there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, those will make you pay.
How many of those donuts can you eat in like in 2 minutes
Oh.
without throwing up?
Right? Yeah, that I don't know. I have to give up on jujitsu and just start doing stomach stretching exercises.
Like Joey Chestnut.
Just accept the taps.
Yeah. You just keep guzzling down. One of the guys say he was eating the donuts while he still the last donut in his mouth.
Yeah, I don't know. How does that work? Like, because you have 2 minutes to eat the donut. The rounds last 3 minutes. Is he just like shoving it in there and he's chewing it for?
Probably he got submitted. He's donut. And he
Right.
was like put it in his mouth, so he didn't finish the last one. He was making got submitted. So he had to eat the donut.
Yeah, yeah, that's probably true.
It's like damn it,
Oof.
dude. Like that's gnarly.
That is. That's impressive.
Shout out to Avery, Triumph Academy. But man, it's a battle royale too, free for all.
Yeah.
He said Avery said if I went there, I won't be able to go this week. I was planning on going. I saw stuff with my sister. But say if we went over there, he said first round on you, but we agreed not submitting each other. First 3 minutes. So I have to eat a donut. a gentleman's agreement. Because you could be sitting down the whole time. Pull guard. Pull guard.
Yeah, both pull guards.
Oh man. Be like the Spider-Man meme. Pulling each other.
You
Sitting down.
yeah.
That's a fun.
At some point, it would be fun to get a group of guys and go down and do
Oh
that.
yeah. I don't know if you've seen. I don't know if they do for Oktoberfest, but I think in overseas, I think it's in Europe, they do this event. They play soccer. They do a breathalyzer. You have to have a certain level of alcohol in your bloodstream before you can even play
For wait, what sport?
soccer.
Um,
So you have to be blasted before you can even play. So you
That's
imagine the conditions you
crazy.
have to have. Can you imagine somebody playing basketball with how you can even dribble the ball?
All right? No, I'd be afraid playing sports drunk.
Oh yeah,
I'm not feeling anything. Oh my
yeah,
gosh, I'd break something.
oh yeah.
Why is my leg not working?
Like, dude, you left your leg back there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit! But yeah, I can't remember what the alcohol level is. But yeah, you have to have like a. They have a breathalyzer on the sideline, and if your blood level is too low, they give you another drink, but so you get your alcohol level back up
All right,
within
take a shot.
compliance. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Which shot? Take a shot of the goal. Take a shot over here. But man, dude, that's like crazy. We should try to do that. I know. I don't think you can do jiu-jitsu while drinking.
So I've actually had this conversation before. It came up because there's the high rollers competition, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think alcohol and jiu-jitsu would mix that well. I mean, for
No.
one thing, not throwing up would be a massive issue. For another thing, I would be terrified of just not understanding my limits when I'm drunk.
Yeah, I'm a narcoleptic drunk. I just probably fall asleep, get choked out. Just fall asleep in the roll. Like just go out. Like what happened to Derby? He got choked out. No, he's just drunk. Fell asleep.
I'm more of a, like, I just stopped caring, so like, I would be very afraid that somebody grabs my arm and locks that out, and I would, fuck it, just take it.
Send it. Send it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that would not.
One thing I used to experiment with alcohol before. By the way, I was an alcoholic, but
For science purposes.
yeah, science purposes only, research purposes only. I didn't keep any journals or any logs on that anyway. Here's my own research. But I used to drink beer before lifting weights, carb loading. Just
Really?
lifting is like, oh, I don't feel anything. I feel just fine. Just pull ups, nothing. It's just fine.
Dang, that's how you get gains.
Oh
I
yeah,
had no
man.
idea.
Yeah, man. You know
Some of this
the
creatine
I
crap.
know. When immediate results, take a take a 40
Yeah.
high life before you go and get your left. But yeah, man, I used to do that. I used to because at the time I was working for this hotel, and they were like used to give out. I think Monday through Wednesday. They used to like they call it manager's reception. By the way, the hotel is already closed by now. It like shut down for business. I don't know why. It might be me. I don't know why. But they used to have like manager's reception. So they have beer and wine in there, and they have like some like food, the grab food stuff like that. So my shift was done. I think it was around 6 p.m. So I used to like drink some beer from there in the gym that I used to go to. It's like down the street from there, so you can just walk there to go to the gym and work out, and then just be done after that. I was like, oh man, I feel fine. Oh yeah, I was younger too. I can do the shit now. Get
Yeah.
dehydrated,
Yeah.
pull some shit because I get dehydrated from drinking too much.
Exactly. Yeah, that's no lie.
Well, apparently I detached my hamstring from my hip while working out drunk.
Yeah.
Being too old doing that shit. You even feel it.
Yeah. Not till later.
Yeah,
Oh,
but it was
yeah.
worth it. It was fun. That's what counts.
That's right. That's why I do it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd do
man.
something to my lower back or something like that for sure.
Yeah. Did you see what happened last night? Nate was trying to squat 500 pounds. Like, just put it on my back,
He just
motherfucker.
dropped to the floor, but he just started laughing. I don't know.
Oh, man. You see that video of you trying to max out. Just put it on my back. Don't be a bitch. Nate, calm down. Oh, man. You see just his leg just buckle under him. You got press on there.
I just need help with the lift off.
Don't touch the bar. I got it. Don't spot me. Like, dude, the neck you have like your head between your knees, and just the neck stuck in like on the bar.
Yep. Yep, that sounds about right.
Oh man, it'd be funny.
Man.
That remind me of freaking Matt Walker whenever Nick was going against another guy in the gym, and they got caught in I think it was Americana. They're trying to fight out of it, and Matt, you hear for a side, let him break it. Don't be a pussy. These people have kids, man.
Yeah, right.
They have to pick up their kids. They have to work and shit like that. The kids let them break it. Let him break
Uh
it. Don't be a pussy.
uh
Oh yeah. But on that note, do you want to close up?
sure, yeah. Appreciate you guys listening. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Really appreciate you listening. To listen to more or some of the earlier casts, you can listen on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and iTunes. Also, we are live on YouTube, so if you want to tune in to one of our late sessions, then you can message us live if you really want to. Either
Yeah.
one of us will take questions.
Any drunk stories that you might have or
Yes, yes.
shenanigans?
Any lifting advice while drunk? Yes, we'll
Yeah.
take it.
Including lifting your car sometimes so you get stuck while being drunk, or lifting your bumper you crash or something. Thank you, everybody. Till next time.